goes, well, a lot of times she doesn't eat. She's not hungry or anything. And I said, I'm suffering through this thing. Why are you?
But this is new. This is the all I know. I
know. Rishabh is watching.
not authentic.
Can boys also sit?
बहुत समय पहले की बात है भारत के एक गांव में I'm having trouble.
No, you should do it in English. That's
Whatever, a mixture. I think it's just a mixture. Yeah, you can. You want to get the
remote village में.
I'm going to add to your story. It's going to be in English.
रिमोट कहाँ से वायरलेस नहीं चलता था.
एक पुराने गांव में करवा नाम की एक लड़की रहती थी. 7 भाइयों की अकेली बहन थी. भाई करवा को जी जान से ज़्यादा प्यार करते थे.
It was her name.
Karva was her name. Karva was her name. So करवा बहुत सुंदर थी. उसके रूप का चर्चा देश देश में फैला था.
I think she needed
तो
a
वहाँ
little bit of translation, right? There
Do
was
you
a
want me to
girl
say it in
called
English?
Karva. She was very beautiful.
Actually, just do it
So
partially
the
in
fame
English then.
fame of her beauty spread far and wide.
She was the only sister of 7 brothers.
Yeah, she was the
Okay,
youngest.
just like you are of 2 brothers.
And the brothers used
Very
to just dote on her. They used to love her like anything.
And he doesn't have a turn.
So the king of that region heard about Karva's beauty, and he came to that village and fell in love with Karva and proposed to her. The brothers were reluctant to let Karva go so far away, but of course it was a king, so they couldn't say no. So Karva was married and brothers were extremely sad. It just so happened because of some karma from the old life, Karva fell in on hard times. The king was called off for war, and when the brothers heard about it, the king has gone to the battlefield. They were really concerned about Karva's well-being and insisted that their mothers should call Karva to their place.
Okay.
Should we pass?
Yeah.
चले तो पानी पीना नीली वीरा करवा चांद चढ़े तो पानी पीना.
One more line. What was the other one?
7 बहनों की 7 भाइयों की बहन करवा.
Sutara
जगाएना रुतरा मनाएना नीली वीरा करवा चांद चढ़े तो पानी पीना.
So, while Karva was missing her husband and she was very depressed, her brothers were trying everything in their power to cheer her up. Then came Karva Chauth, and Karva decided to keep fast on Karva Chauth along with all her sister-in-laws. So in the morning when mother called the brothers for breakfast, like usual, and all the sister-in-laws had cooked breakfast for brothers, they came down and they were sitting there and they called Karva because they never ate without Karva. So mother said, no, Karva can't eat today because it's Karva Chauth and she's keeping fast. So all the brothers, they just got up without touching the food. Now the sister-in-laws were really ticked off by that because they said, for so many years we have been keeping fast for our husbands and they never bothered about it. Every year they would eat merrily and just they...
For the sister they would.
For the sister they are willing, they don't want to touch the food and they're willing to keep the fast. along with the sister. So they were
Jealous.
kind of disappointed and jealous about it. Then brothers went to the fields and went out to work. Then in the evening when they came back, they were totally spent because of fasting, feeling really weak, and so they asked their mom, they said, so can we eat now? So mother said, no, not yet, because we have to wait for the moon to come. And it's only after worshipping the moon that she's allowed to eat anything. Now brothers looked at Karva, and the poor Karva looked like a wilted flower because she had not taken a drop of water the whole day and had not eaten anything. So the brothers, they were not concerned about themselves, but they just couldn't see Karva suffering like that. So they decided, they said, we are not going to let her suffer like this. So they burnt a branch of a remote tree and put a sieve in front of it to make it look like a round circle. And they all started shouting, oh, the moon is out, the moon is out, the moon is out.
That was the famous ice hockey movie.
Vini vira karva, chanchade to pani pina. Vini vira karva, chanchade to pani pina. Sukara manayena, rudra manayena. Vini vira karva, chanchade to pani pina.
So these schemes in the
So
south.
the brothers came running to Karva and say, told Karva, come on, the moon is out, please do your worship ceremony and so we can eat. So Karva was thrilled. She went to her sister-in-laws and asked them to come and join. And the sister-in-laws, they didn't want to tell Karva that this was all just a setup. So they told Karva that it's only your special moon that has come up and we still need to do some puja and ceremony. Why don't you go ahead and do your puja? So innocent Karva, she didn't know anything about it, didn't suspect anything, then because she was just listening to her brothers who insisted that she should do puja and give earth to moon. So she went up on the terrace and did the puja and came down. So then the brothers insisted that they should start eating. So again she called her sister-in-laws to come and join. The sister-in-laws said, no, you go ahead and you start with your brother and we'll eat later on. And again the brothers were insisting, so poor Karva, what could she do? So she decided to sit down and eat with her brothers. First bite she took, she found a strand of hair, which is considered to be a bad omen. So she was, for some reason she was getting this feeling that something is wrong. She was feeling very uneasy. First bite, piece of hair came out. Second bite, somebody sneezed. Third bite she was about to take, a dog started crying. And these are all really bad omens. And so she told her brothers that, I don't know, I'm just feeling very restless. And brothers said, don't worry about it, just go ahead and eat, it's nothing. When she was about to take the fourth bite, the messenger came and there was a news that the king was badly wounded in the battlefield. And he's almost on his deathbed. Poor
My thing is
chanchade to pani pina.
Okay.
Chanchade to pani pina. Vini vira karva, chanchade to pani pina. Sutera jayena, rudra long stick there underneath. Chanchade to pani pina.
इसका जो sticks करवा
Chanchade to pani pina.
So poor Karva, he forgot about the hunger or thirst or anything, just immediately set out for the palace and went to see the king. And she found that he was on a bed of arrows. He was so badly wounded that every little inch of his body was just totally covered with arrows. So she was devastated and didn't know what to do. Then the
So-
actually the
So
young,
then he comes home, right?
yeah, the king came home. So luckily the youngest sister-in-law was kind-hearted, and so she had told Karva that look, this could be because you had broken the fast, and so you have to really pray and worship.
And take care of him now to
Yeah, take care of him and fast, and you have to do penance. So poor Karva, she decided to keep fast from then on, and every day she would just take the arrows out. Slowly, as she started pulling the arrows out, there was a little by little improvement in King's condition. And finally, so the whole year passed by like that, and it was again a Karva shot. It was again the Chauth. So Karva decided to do the fast again, and the whole day again she was pulling all the arrows out of the king's body. And finally, there were just only 2 arrows left on his eyes.
Okay, how many times have you done? 3?
3.
So let's just do one more.
Karva, chanchade to pani pina. Karva, chanchade to pani pina. Sudra jagarina, vidra manarina. Nira karva, chanchade to pani pina.
So this queen, she had a maid who was also a sorcerer and knew magic. She saw this as an opportunity to play her conniving act, and she asked the queen. She said, "Oh, why don't you go and do the puja first, and then take out the arrows out of King's eyes? So the first thing he'll see is when he wakes up, he will see your face, and then you can break your fast by drinking water from his hand." So Karva liked the idea. She went upstairs, and the sorcerer, she put a spell on the king. So he lost his memory.
That was the maid, right?
It was the maid, yeah. And then she pulled the arrows out. So when king woke up, he saw the maid. And he asked her, he said, "Who are you?" And she said, "I'm your queen." He said, "You don't look like my queen." And she said, "Because I was so devastated the whole year, I have not taken care of myself. And it's because of all the stress and everything."
But I also thought that it was also because
Of the
he was
spell
now,
also.
yeah, because he was very now grateful also to her.
Yeah, yeah,
that he
exactly.
wanted her to become the queen, because he thought all this time she was taking care
She's
of him.
taking care of him, and of course because of her spell also, he couldn't remember. So he accepted her as a queen and declared, raised her and gave her, showered her with all the gifts and everything. This maid, meanwhile, gave orders to the executioner, the state executioner, to take the real queen out to the jungle and kill her there. Now, this executioner, when he took the queen there, he just couldn't find it in his heart to kill this innocent queen. But at the same time, he knew that mean maid can make life miserable for him if he doesn't carry out the command. So he couldn't disobey the so-called queen. So what he did, he killed a deer and took the eyes of the deer as a proof that he has killed the queen, and gave it to the maid, and the maid was perfectly happy. Meanwhile, Karva was doing her penance and kept on doing the fast. And eventually,
Eventually he hears her singing a song.
yeah, so eventually the the Chauth Mata was really pleased, and she appeared in front of her, and she said, "What can I do to you? Ask her a boon." So she said, "Nothing else. I just want my husband back." So